If we add mustard to the inside of this lid, it will prevent any mold or bacteria from developing on this tomato paste. We can make some practice chopsticks to teach the children how to use them. We'll start by folding the napkin into a long rectangle shape, and then rolling it up. We'll place the napkin at the end of the two chopsticks, and then wrap a rubber band around the chopsticks and the napkin. This will make the chopsticks much easier to use. Here is an interesting and unique way to prepare chicken breast. This recipe will use bone-in chicken breast. We'll start by slicing the chicken breast diagonally in a checkered pattern like so. In a separate bowl, we'll mix together sour cream, tomato paste, mustard, salt, garlic powder, ground coriander, paprika and basil. Mix everything together and pour it onto the chicken breast and place it in the fridge to marinate at least 2 to 3 hours or preferably overnight. Here we have a spoon that needs to be cleaned. To clean it, we can use baking soda and a bit of salt. Then we'll rub it in with a wet pad or sponge until it's nice and clean. We'll then pour the remainder of our marinade into the spoon to baste the chicken as it cooks. We'll cook the chicken at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 minutes, using a brush to baste the chicken several times. This will add lots of flavor, prevent the chicken from drying out, and create a beautiful crust. To scale a fish, many people will use a knife, but a spoon works just as well, if not better. When breading fish, try using rice flour. It doesn't burn as easily and has a great flavor. Just add oil to the frying pan and fry the fish. We can also cover the pan with baking paper to prevent the oil from splashing everywhere. Our fish has come out golden brown and crispy. To brighten up this yellowed plastic on this old mixer, we can use some makeup remover pads and ebenol. Just a bit of ebenol onto the pads and then rub the plastic until the plastic turns to a nice beige color. Be sure to clean with a wet rag when finished. Our next recipe will be now to make these delicious chocolate cupcakes. We'll start by making the dough by combining eggs, kefir, sweetener, salt, vanilla, and melted butter or vegetable oil. Mix everything together with a mixer. Next, we'll sift in a whole grain rice flour, baking powder, and cocoa powder. After sifting, continue to mix using a mixer until everything is incorporated and a batter is formed. A neat little trick to prevent the cupcakes from sticking to the bottom of the pan and forming a thick crust is to put a bit of rice underneath the cupcake liners. We'll then add our batter into the liners so that they are about halfway full. Then we'll add a couple of pieces of chocolate, and then add more batter on top. Bake the cupcakes in a preheated oven at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 minutes. When the cupcakes are cool, we can scrape off the rice from the bottom. Our cupcakes came out great. They're soft and chewy and filled with delicious chocolate. Our next recipe will be a quick and easy mini dumpling soup. We'll start by mixing together a bit of salt, water, and egg. Then we'll slowly add in whole wheat flour until it forms a runny batter with no lumps. In a pot, we'll sauté onions and carrots in a bit of vegetable oil until they are soft and translucent. Then we'll pour in chicken broth and finally chopped garlic. Once the soup is boiling, we'll pour the batter into a slotted spoon to create the mini dumplings. Let the dumplings cook in the boiling soup for 1 minute. When serving, garnish with fresh herbs like chopped parsley. A cute way to serve these cherry tomatoes is to cut them in half diagonally, and then put them together so that they form a heart. We can use a toothpick to keep them pinned together. It creates a lovely presentation and an excellent garnish to any dish. Continuing on with the heart-shaped theme, we can fold this napkin into the shape of a heart. We'll unravel the napkin and then fold it half diagonally. Then we'll fold the corners up so that the edges meet in the center. Then fold over the corners so that they form a heart shape and fold the top corner back. Now we can roll over the corners so that it forms a nice rounded heart shape. We can also tape little paper hearts to the end of our tea bags. Someone will be very pleased. Lastly, we'll show a nice way to fold this napkin around these chopsticks. We'll start by folding the napkin diagonally so that it looks like this. Then we'll fold up the bottom edge. Next, we'll place the napkin between the two chopsticks and roll up the napkin. We can then tie up the plastic wrapper to keep the napkin from unraveling. Our chopsticks are ready. Be sure to check out my other videos, like this one that's on the screen. We hope that this video was helpful and has given you some inspiration to cook some of these dishes.